Like us on Facebook to stay informed about our products and specials. Come into Fresh Vitamins today and get healthy.
Welcome back. In local news, former UWP leader Ronald Green says the Dominica Labour Party government believes they have mastered the manipulation of citizens in Dominica. Green made reference to a recent land survey which was done by a small team of Dominicans appointed by the government. Green is also calling on the government to clarify the amount of funds in international bank accounts across the world which are addressed to the government of Dominica. In other news, industrial action by employees of regional airline Liat seems to have been averted for now. Chairman of the shareholder government, Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves of St. Vincent and the Grenadines yesterday evening announced that the latest sore point, the issue of late pay, has been resolved if only for the time being. Their shareholder government summoned an urgent meeting yesterday after tensions flared over the weekend after salaries were late. But Gonsalves emerged from the meeting with staff, management, the unions and shareholders at the Hilton Barbados Resort to announce that given the tone of the meeting, he would be very surprised if any form of industrial action was pursued by various unions representing the staff. And a nun in Chile is suing the religious order she belonged to after its members pressured her to leave her convent over her pregnancy. The nun became pregnant after she was raped by a man carrying out repairs at the convent. She alleges that when her fellow sisters found out about her pregnancy, they pressured her to leave the convent and the church. Her lawyer says the sisters blamed her for having been raped. She is suing the Archbishopric of Santiago and the Order of St. Clare. And this concludes your lunchtime news update brought to you compliments Fresh Vitamins. I'm Linda Martin. Do join us again at 4 for the Prime Evening News Update. Good afternoon.
At Fresh Vitamins, we've got everything you need for health and well-being. We carry a wide range of all-natural sports nutrition and health supplements, plus gluten-free and organic foods, all from quality brands, including Solaray, Cal, Bob's Red Mill, Nature's Way, Source Naturals, and Desire Way. Fresh Vitamins has 2 convenient locations. We're at number 7, Great George Street, Roseau, and we're in Portsmouth, inside IGA Whitchurch Supermarket. Join our discount club and save up to 20% every day on your purchases. Like us on Facebook to stay informed about our products and specials. Come into Fresh Vitamins today and get healthy.
Comme madame a reporté ça que vous achetez médecine pour des petits pharmacie where Harry did good bossing là et puis on export en l'année. It is how cafe episa and not well my last 2 weeks. Episa. Harry report yes is true. Pisa money on tipot là. Docteur dit mo pour mettre urine and zimo 3 times a day. Madame Lieli do urine Harry miu no medicine pour are you. And where's the prescription? Il dit me approach mommy. What's the sense of buying that? Les mo capier tout temps. No, you see the importance of going to your pharmacist, listening to your pharmacist and having confidence in your pharmacist. PS. Plus will they place a higher premium on patient-pharmacist relationship than Quick Care Pharmacy Kote Halsbro just before the National Bank. Kote Quick Care is not just a quick fix. It's not just about tablets and spoonfuls. They brought back the care into medicine. Whether it's a prescription or over-the-counter medication, the priority is your health. To take the right medication, the right amount for the right reason. Madam Harry, I see right in your medical book, next of kin, Henrietta Harry, movie farmer. By the way, it's next of kin, King, the Harry Ukakemo movie. All I want for you is good care. That is why I always recommend Quick Care Pharmacy because they have
Fans, yacht sale is on. This Friday, April 7th to Sunday, April 9th. Visit the Astafans parking lot and car park for prices as low as $1. I repeat, $1 on household and houseware items, shoes and stationery items, toys and textiles, electronics and appliances, and much more. Sale begins at 9 a.m. on Friday and end at 4 p.m. Saturday at 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and Sunday sale starts at 10 a.m. and ends at 2 p.m. Remember, Astafans Kappa, yacht sale is on this weekend. You can't afford to miss it. Astafans, right place, right price, right price.
It's the afternoon of April 1st. We're saying good afternoon. Welcome to Talk on the Block. just got a story here. Of course, this Nigerian, Madueke, she's called. Desiani Madueke have been charged with money laundering and described as still at large. Being charged alongside 3 officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission on 7 counts of money laundering. We'll try to get to the bottom of that story there. We might give you an update as to just what is going on with the councillors at the town council. We were told by the tourism minister this morning, Robert Tong, some new airlines are coming to Dominica sometime later this year. Haven't we heard that before about other airlines? Let's wait and see, right? I think Liat needs some competition. I personally have some issues with Liat regarding my luggage for a weekend, 2 days now? Haven't seen it. I'm giving them a few more days. This is Q9 to 5. I'm going to open up the lines here. 449-3095, 96 and 97, 616-4257. I know my friends at Leia are trying their best, but come on. A week and 2 days? Looking for some lost luggage. I'm sure they will get the message. 111, hello, talk to me.
Yes, Matt. Now this will name me. Matt, what was the name of the airline that had to be transporting Dominicans who wanted to go to Venezuelans?
I don't know what happened to that one, but... whatever airline it was. Ian Douglas give that so much high praise. Uh-huh.
Who it would be for Dominica. What happened to it now? How many years now? I hear nothing about Conveyance, but we have to, and so many others again. We have to look out and investigate. See.
Well, I'm being told that TIA may be coming to Dominica in October.
Yeah, wait for it. But let me say, what's that lady there that missing in action there?
Which one?
But since she's not living one Daniel, have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Hello, talk to me. Well, I told you earlier that we're hearing news that she may be charged for money laundering in the UK. Talk to me. Hello.
Hey, good afternoon.
My brother.
I will just say you're waiting for your luggage. That is still to travel.
That's a weekend, 2 days, man. I've been complaining.
You have heard the acronym of LIAT saying luggage in another terminal.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is LIAT leave at any time.
What burns me? I even paid for that luggage, an extra.
I know what time that is. I've been for that once. Let me say to you.
Yes.
This situation with the Madueke lady, you have the details on it?
Yes, I suspect, Melvin, if you send me a WhatsApp, I'll send you the details.
Oh, okay, all right.
All right.
Because honestly, is there any link that we can get? No, honestly, because you're hearing about these people, and then some people think that they are just fictitious names. You make them up, and saying that she was charged. You understand? So
I'm trying to find out the most I can at this time.
Oh, okay, Matt. On the other note, this situation with the people at the town council,
Mm-hmm.
they have a problem with the mayor.
Yes.
Right. Now, in my opinion, the mayor has not served the city of Roseau well. I'm saying that because the first time she was inaugurated, I remember days after her inauguration, she passed around with a inspector of police and a couple other people and watching the different areas and drains in Roseau, letting it look like she was going to do something.
So you were very optimistic then?
Well, when I saw her pass the morning, I was sitting in front by me, and I said good morning to them. She passed with the inspector of police, and they're looking at drains, they're looking at different things, they're looking at people selling on the sidewalks. So I thought something was going to take place, and nothing took place. And then lately there you heard about the mayor going back in the position even without an election. You remember that?
Yes, I heard about
that. That was lately there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all these things are unacceptable because these people are not working in the interest of the public. She's not working in the interest of Roseau. These people are playing their politics because the amount of nonsense that's going on, and you're hearing these people giving support to all kinds of things. They're not sitting there and doing the work that they're supposed to do. But honestly speaking, the people spoke about what's his name, the past mayor, Cecil Joseph. Trust me, he might have had his ways. But he was a mayor that if you call on him, that he would come, he would do something. I remember his efforts in trying to clean Roseau, even we using the hydrants, the fire hydrants and stuff to clean Roseau. With this mayor, I don't see anything like that. My brother, Roseau is in a situation now with that stench. There are actually hot spots in terms of smell in Roseau. And I think they need to take a position where Roseau has to get a wash down if it's at least twice a week. If they're not going to do that, we're not going to solve that problem. Because, brother, you will hear about lately there about what? It's supposed to have about 11 more tourist ships to come, but I understood many have cancelled, only 3 on the list. Well, one came to...
Yeah, I'm being told that some ships were cancelled in recent times.
11 supposed to come. That's supposed to still come to Dominica, but almost most of them cancelled. So I think it's only 3 on the list to come.
Okay.
Now, to me, when you watch all these situations, I think it's because we have a serious problem. We lost Carnival. Why we lost Carnival? It's because of our garbage situation. We have a bigger...
But nobody's saying that. They're giving all kind of reasons.
They can give you all kind of reasons. I'm on the ground and I can tell you straight. The kind of stench in Roseau is one thing. The problem with our garbage is another one. And we have a bigger garbage problem since Carnival left. Because we have, I've been hearing that Solid was saying that they have to devise a way to pick up rubbish less. So if they pass in twice in a week, they're going to try to pass once in a week. Not all over the island. We have a serious garbage problem. I drove from Roseau to Portsmouth, Portsmouth to Baybush, and another time from Portsmouth all the way back to Marigot. And Matt, all you see is garbage that is just sitting there and not collected for weeks, maybe even months. And this is a serious problem. When I travel on the streets, who do I see more than anybody else? Tourists traveling in their rentals back and forth. They're seeing what's going on. These people must be reporting on these things that they're seeing. Matt, we have a serious garbage problem, and the government...
You're suggesting that this is central to the problems we're having?
My brother, it is. And when you walk around Roseau, sometimes when I walk around at night, the sun is even shining. I can tell you where the hot spots in terms of bad smell, stench, Lord, taking place. So if there are not people going around, supervisors and whoever it is, to go around and realize, okay, look where the problem areas are and look how we must deal with it. My brother, we are not going anywhere in this tourist business, and the mayor is not working on the behalf of the people. She's in position for her benefits, and that's what I see, and I'm saying it as it is. Have a good day.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. Do we have a rubbish problem still in the city? I thought that was taken care of by the tourism minister. Hello.
Hey, Matt, good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Matt, you said this is an open line, yeah?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Okay, well, Matt, I heard you mention about the new airlines coming through.
That's what I was told this morning.
Well,
and of course, I'm looking right in front of me. Robert Chong says it's coming.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. Well, let's see how that works when it comes. But, Matt, what I would like to talk about in that line is that last week there was a very important bit of news or story. It was carried only once that I heard. And this was where the ambassador, the Mexican ambassador, was here making, what the announcement said is that the Mexican government or country had committed $5 million US, the equivalent of $13 million US towards the construction of the Marigot Hospital. Did you hear that news at all, Matt?
Repeat again.
Did you hear that news?
I want you to repeat what you just said.
Oh, that the Mexican government and people of Mexico have committed a total of $5 million US, or EC.
I heard somebody saying that this morning.
You heard that this morning?
Yes, I think I heard that somewhere.
Well,
An health official.
It is legitimate news. I heard them.
Was it a power official?
Well, yes, because the Mexican ambassador was on the news making with the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister responded, thanking him in a sort of a half-hearted manner. But what I want to end by saying here, Matt, as one of those persons who had been calling on our government to show some seriousness about the construction of such an important hospital.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be on record to be one of those persons to thank personally the government and people of Mexico for such a very important contribution or gesture, as one may want to call it, because this hospital is a hospital that the whole almost all of the northeast and many other parts of the island, as we said, everyone traveling to Dominica using the Melbourne Hall Airport needs and understands the seriousness of that hospital. And I suspect it is with this in mind that the Mexican government has seen it fit. I even want to say here, more fitting than our own government, because our own government has not done anything, of that magnitude. I hope, though, we will see the expedited construction of that hospital, Matt, because now that we have $13 million, I believe that is probably almost close enough to what it will take for the construction of that airport. So I would like to hear in the not too distant future, our government speak to us about the construction, the real construction of this very important hospital in Marigot. I thank you very much, Matt.
Thank you very much, sir. Hello, I heard that news this morning. Something about the Mexican government and the Marigot Hospital. I'll try to confirm that later. Hello.
Hey, Matt, me again.
To you, sir.
Yeah, Matt, about the airline that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
I understood that is the CBI money, that's spreading all there.
Really?
I understood planes have been secured. As a matter of fact, one did a test land.
I'm hearing that its airlines are coming from Barbados and St. Lucia. Started sometime in October.
Yes, I understood. Planes are secured already. As a matter of fact, one made a test land at Kingsfield maybe about 2 to 3 weeks ago.
Oh.
Yes. So then, as a matter of fact, they're recruiting pilots on the ground already because they want to use quite a few local pilots. So I understood all that is in the making already.
But don't you think that's good news, though?
Well, that is good news. Of course, that is good news because we have a problem with flights into Dominica. We need more flights into Dominica. But I understood for a fact that it's the CBI money that's going all that way. Planes are already secured.
All right, let's find out. My good friend, Mr. Ferraro, good pilot there. Do you know anything about that? Hello, talk to me.
Yes, Matt. Good afternoon, Matt.
Yes, sir.
Matt, first of all, let me say something. First of all, Matt, with this new airline, we don't have enough mosquitoes in Dominica.
Are we not sure that we're only being promised that it will come? What do you mean mosquitoes? Make that attachment. Make that link for me with mosquitoes.
By the way, Matt, it is not that Liat. The problem is Liat could be a good regional carrier because most of the other airlines have international access.
Mm-hmm.
However, we have what we call inter-island tourism, and nobody pays much attention to that. However, you cannot take a jet from Antigua to Dominica because time it takes off is time to come down again. So Liat basically is a good interline carrier. Then maybe you could acquire, like Liat used to have BAC 111s at one time. You could use them for the San Juan or down to the Guyana end. But Matt, the problem is this. This airline is kind of controlled and owned by governments. Now, these governments by themselves are unable to manage their little economies, Matt. How then can they manage a private entity? And here is where I say, first of all, we don't have, the University of the West Indies does not have any serious business school. They don't treat any serious practical economics. They don't teach practical development. They don't teach practical accounting and finance, Matt. If they were doing that, Matt, the Caribbean should have entrepreneurs that should be able to come together, form a company, a private entity, Matt, and take over the assets of Liat and manage it properly.
Did we just give them $8 million recently?
Well, Matt, you see, that is the problem. You have governments that cannot even run their own economies, Matt. How you expect them? An airline is a very serious enterprise to be run and managed by professionals or experts, not by political yard fouls or political hacks that they choose like they do with CARICOM. Once they have a faithful public servant, they send them to CARICOM as a compensation. But we should have most of our entrepreneurs in the Caribbean are people who they buy and sell. It's buy and sell, Matt.
Somebody's saying to me on the WhatsApp, Matt, check the CBN 4 report. Somebody suggesting, I think it's the Prime Minister, is saying that the UWP, Opposition United Workers Party, should have been arrested for breaking the laws by not paying Social Security. Now, okay, so if you're claiming that the Opposition United Workers Party is not, or was not paying Social Security, it was the minister, right, Mr. Finance Minister Julius Timothy, who was also responsible for health, from what I'm talking about. Okay, if you're claiming that, then why did you hire Mr. Timothy? All right, maybe you should put that question to the Prime Minister. Huh? Talk to me. Hello.
Hello, Matt.
How you doing? Some opposition blows there, huh?
Yeah, boy, Matt, the man that needs blows, you know, getting none yet. Matt, what the new airline going to bring in? People? I don't think so. I think that is in light of Hummingbird Air closing its doors. They have a pronouncement.
Oh, they're looking for, but the minister though, I heard him this morning. He did not call the other airline's name. He just said that two was coming, mentioned one, and forgot, I imagine, to mention the other one's name.
Remember our international airport coming too. And he mentioned they have the money.
The Americans are coming this time?
Boy, Matt, and do you know, is a question a student at the Northeast asked Roosevelt Skerritt, and he didn't prepare. If he did get the question the day before he visited the school, he would have been prepared to say, well, yes, some Chinese coming and build it. They started some preliminary work 3 years ago. So he's a man that cannot debate. He tells so much lies that one lie bongs with the other lie and so on. But Matt, somebody spoke about the cleaning of the country to make Dominica clean and green. Mr. Skerritt should be taken to court for picking up the environmental levy at the port of entry. Every box you bring in, every used tire you bring in, it have what you call environmental levy. Mr. Skerritt had a meeting with Solid Waste some 2 years ago, and coming out of that meeting was a commitment made by him that he would provide them with 5 trucks. 2 years ago they needed 5 trucks. Today they haven't received one. But we are preparing for tourism. We are preparing to welcome people. I told the Prime Minister already, I tell the Tourism Minister, Mr. Tong, when he entered the international airport in Antigua, look around and ask himself a question. Is Dominica ready for business? Is Dominica ready for tourism? Thank you, Matt.
But do you think, I'm asking, do you think Dominica is ready for business?
Absolutely not, Matt. For example, the airline, when it comes here to bring people, it expects to take 5-10. People do not have spending power. People do not have money to go on holidays. That is the challenge, you know, Matt. That is the challenge. A handful of individuals are working. When you hear somebody enter a plane, it's somebody that sends a ticket for them, you know, Matt. Dominica is not ready for business. Take, for instance, you're driving in the interior. When you reach roundabout inside of Pocasset, them fellas put about 200 street lights there to prevent the wildlife from traveling across the road. Men's hall for them to light up. So when you enter in Dominica, you'll say, yes, this country is ready for business. There is pitching dark. Pitching dark. We're not ready for business, Matt. Not at all.
Caller, thank you very much. It's 1:28. It's the afternoon time. Talk on the block. Talk to me.
Good afternoon, Matt.
To you, sir.
How are you doing?
Good.
All right, then. Matt, I just listened to all of you a little earlier. Spoke about the Melvin Hall Airport, and that is the most important hospital, I think he said, in Marigot. But Matt, this is the most important hospital in Dominica, because if, for God's sake, any foolishness would happen with a plane. We would need backup and support down there within 10 minutes of an airport, not half an hour, 2 hours to an airport. So I beg to differ very much that it is the most important airport in Dominica, hospital. We might not take it as an important airport, but I believe that's what it is, man. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. The rubbish issue. Solid waste can't operate because the environmental levy charge on the port never reaches the solid waste company. All right, somebody's very concerned about solid waste. This issue comes up over and over and over again. Will we ever pay the environmental charge to solid waste so they can operate their own business? So many vehicles come into this country. Hello.
Matt, there was an announcement on the TV that the Petrocarib gas has now risen up to almost $30.
Okay.
Of gas. We thought that the price would remain the same on the Petrocarib. Now it's gone up to almost $30 per tube.
I should look for that clip there. I should go back in my archives. There was a time when Mr. Austri said, it would be cheaper. 130, Mr. Austri, can you explain to us what is really going on? Hello, is there an increase on the world market there? Hello?
Matt,
yes.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Number one, that story you asking about, it was in the Chronicle, Matt. The donation from the Mexican government.
Somebody's just sent it to me there.
Yeah, it's in the Chronicle, the latest Chronicle.
$5 million US from the Mexican government.
Yes, for the Marigot Hospital.
Okay.
And secondly, Matt,
so where's the money the local government promised for the hospital in Marigot?
Well, they said I heard on the government channel that the money is there. It's additional money, additional to the $5 million.
Wow.
But Matt, my garbage has not been removed. I live in Goodwill, right next to the hospital. The mayor lives up the road from me, and her garbage gets taken out regularly, and mine not so much. Me and the people in the valley, not so much. So I'm waiting to see Thursday come around.
All right, I'm going to try to touch base with Carlisle Baptist. I know he was following that story this morning, the mayor and the councillors. Is there another part to that story now? Hello.
Matthias Pelty, good afternoon.
That is me, sir.
And your listeners, Matt.
Yes, sir.
Matt, talking about stench in the city.
Mm-hmm.
If you leave your radio station now and you head up to Virgin Lane, there's this gutter that is passing adjacent to the St. Martin School. That is the big section. The water in that gutter stinks. It is basically green in nature. Mosquito is breeding in that, and you have a school next door. You have people living in that area. And I'm only telling you about one situation in the interest of time. So the mayor and the people at the Roseau City Council must get out from their office and clean up Roseau. And that gutter in question needs to be redone. It needs to be, because in that gutter has a lot of holes, potholes. So the water, the stench, and that water basically stays there. Matt, secondly, this morning, Matt, I had the opportunity to pass by the financial center about 7 o'clock this morning. Matt, and I noticed, with no exaggeration, about 40 persons standing out there. Lo and behold, a guy who is living in the area told me, but Lofty, you're a mad fella. The reason why people are out there is because inside is full already. And he told me people normally congregate there from 4 o'clock in the morning. Matt, I am saying, this government, Matt, they have lost all legitimacy to run this country.
Are you suggesting to me, Lofty, that this red clinic is not over?
But my brother, but Matt, Cuba, Castro tried that in Cuba, and it did not work. Raul basically sent back the people to their land, sent back the people to work and open up opportunities for the Cubans to work. Why are we thinking a red clinic of that nature will work in Dominica? Matt, this government needs to provide jobs. They need to open up factories, open up opportunities for people to work, my brother. Not coming to Skeleton, that regime, for $10 or $40 on a daily basis or every week. That That cannot pass, my brother, for governance. These people are basically perpetuating poverty in the country. Matt, it sickens, my brother, to see what is happening to my people in this country. And that is the base in which Skerrit finds his solace. Is having people like these people coming to him on a weekly or whatever basis to basically beg for money, my brother. We cannot continue to run a country like that. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you. Somebody was suggesting to me yesterday, on the West Coast may have some jobs there, but the young people don't want to work. They're saying that the NEP will provide. So something is going up there on the West Coast. All the jobs are available. Young people don't want to work. You see what has happened? 134. Hello.
Blessings to you, my brethren.
Yes.
Matt, that is the nastiness that passes for information. Who is saying the young people don't want to work?
I'm telling you, they're saying that they will be employed by the NEP.
Oh.
They will be employed by the NEP, or they are employed by the NEP, but some jobs are available on the West Coast. I'm just saying what was told to me by a contractor.
Well, based on the level of foolishness with the NEP, I cannot blame a young person if they don't want to work in the NEP. But Matt, are you there with me, sir?
I'm following, sir.
Matt, it is cheaper to meet a people where they are. Matt, to pull Dominicans out of a pit Skerrit them have dogged for them, it is going to take them, it's going to take all the energy of this cluster of criminals. It's going to take all the resources because they are the ones who put them there in the first place. It's a systematic impoverishment, disempowerment, disenfranchising. That's what they did, it's by design. So to meet the people where they are, Matt, it is cheaper. Because to pull them out of that abyss, Matt, the people are going to, those that have the resources, like what passes for government, is going to take everything from them. So to manipulate or control a people skillfully, Matt, you have to keep them in that predicament, in that situation in which they are, Matt. And that is where you can tell them, go and burn Mad House. And in that desperation, Matt, there are two things that runs in parallel. One may be, and many things runs in parallel, but I'm just telling you two of them. Greed and poverty. Greed breeds desperation. So is poverty. Greed is an energy that is more intense. So you see those criminals, that the more they have, the more they want. But poor people can be as dangerous as they are when it comes to trying to survive, to eat and drink and pay their bills and send their children to school. They will kill, they'll steal, they'll prostitute, they'll sell drugs. I mean, this administration is doing all that and even more. So really and truly, Matt, they're not going to pull the people up. So they create foolishness like NEP and all of that. And Lofty was saying something about Venezuela. They try the same socialist kind of thing where government takes care of you from the cradle to the grave. No, Venezuela, an oil-rich country, the second largest oil reserve, and it becomes poorer than Haiti. And you're telling me these madmen want to implement the same kind of social kind of programs here where everybody come to Papa, all road leads to Rome, so then they can use your daughters, use your sons, use you, manipulate your thinking and your actions, and all is well. Not we have not seen nothing yet. Thank you. God bless.
You always say that. We've seen nothing yet. Thank you. 1:38 is the afternoon time. Talk on the block. We're going to come back after this.
Ask the fans, yacht sale is on. This Friday, April 7th to Sunday, April 9th. Visit the Astafans parking lot and car park for prices as low as $1. I repeat, $1 on household and houseware items, shoes and stationery items, toys and textiles, electronics and appliances, and much, much more. Sale begins at 9 a.m. on Friday and end at 4 p.m. Saturday at 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And Sunday, sale starts at 10 a.m. and ends at 2 p.m. Remember, Astafans Kappa, yacht sale is on this weekend. You can't afford to miss it. Astafans, right place, right price, right price.
Life Ministries presents Easter Explosion Volume 4. Yes, Easter Explosion Volume 4. If the Grave Could Talk, with ministry from across Dominica, Anguilla, Grenada, and Trinidad and Tobago. Friday, 14th April 2017, 7 p.m. till at the Northeast Comprehensive School Auditorium. Eats and drinks will be on sale. Admission is free. 7 p.m. till If the Grave Could Talk, Easter Explosion Volume 4. Come join us for Night of Divine Ministries, featuring from Trinidad and Tobago, Sean Daniel. Joining us from Grenada, Richie Tenacious, aka Mr. Fearless. And from Anguilla, the 154 Dance Ministry. And from Dominica, God Sent and more. If the Grave Could Talk, Easter Explosion Volume 4. A new life ministry production, supported in part by Digicel, Alan Kell Promotions, Gold Graphics, and the Northeast Comprehensive School. Be there.
I'll take a small.
Double XL, that's the size for me. Flo's new prepaid combo plans have the most choice and value for everyone. Save up to 90% by combining your talk, text, and data into one simple plan. And with options starting at just $15.99, it's easy to say it, type it, or share it. A whole lot more for a whole lot less. Dial *129# now to activate. The bigger you go, the bigger you save with Flo's new prepaid combo plans. This is how we flow.
It's 1:41. This is Talk on the Block. Somebody's calling me here. We have an open line. Talk to me.
Yes, it's me again. Matt, a caller a while ago talked about the government not, creating the environment for jobs to be created. Matt, are you aware that the European Union has over $10 billion available for private sector development? In other words, it is made available not to the government, but to the private sector. In other words, if you have a business, you can apply for this fund. But has the government of Dominica, have you ever heard that anywhere in Dominica?
Well, I suspect you're asking the wrong questions to the wrong person. I haven't heard that, and I'm sure in the right environment they will answer that question. All right? As you said, monies may be available for the private sector. From the European Union, I suspect government will make that information available. Or the question should be asked, will government make that information available? Somebody says they had a problem or they have a problem with NEP workers, employees at the PMH. Okay, what's the problem? Somebody says medical information is private and should be handled professionally by medical officials, not by fly-by-night workers who are not sworn to secrecy and not accountable to anyone if they leak your personal information. Okay? Well, anybody that's employed by the administration of the hospital should be sworn to secrecy. I guess you better watch who you employ, eh? Well, new information, as I said earlier, Alison Madweke is charged with money laundering. You know she was given a Dominican passport some time ago. diplomatic passport. Now she's charged. And we try to follow this one. $144, hello, talk to me.
Matt, good afternoon.
Hey, my brother, how you doing?
Good, my brother. Matt, good afternoon to your listeners at this time.
To you too, sir.
Matt, you know, listening to all these complaints about cruise ship pulling out, about garbage, about the airline that brings in 2 people or airplane that can only carry 2 people to Dominica is really comical, you know, Matt.
Somebody said that. Somebody said 2 airplanes will come to Dominica.
Yes, Matt, and that is so comical because you are talking about a country which has international connections where several of its international diplomats have been disgraced, they have been arrested, they are within sentencing, some of them have been convicted. Matt, we had a Montferrat in Dominica hiding. Matt, who aided and abetted Montferrat stay in Dominica? Now, if Montferrat is a Dominican citizen, I believe what is passing as a government should go and look after the welfare of its citizens. Matt, we had guys like Osama bin Laden, Mullah Omar, Ayman al-Zawahiri. So, Matt, if those fellas were to offer that rogue, corrupt, rotten regime money, bin Laden could have been in Dominica. I mean, Matt, this is serious, you know. And this is why the Dominican people must just come together, close down the country, protest every day, and get this guy out of power. But there is no, it doesn't make sense. Oh, we complain about airports and road and healthcare and garbage collection and garbage disposal and cruise ship coming in. All these things are not going to be fixed as long as the problem remains. The problem is the guy at the helm, and he cannot be part of any solution whatsoever in Dominica. The only solution is he must go and he must be put out of office. Matt, this is a guy who sees power. And if power is not taken from him, he must be taken out of power. Matt, this is the language, this is the message. There is no other way for Dominica. And I can't understand for the like of me why civil society in Dominica sits by and watch this foolishness, watch this craziness passing as a government and Dominica passing as a country at this time. But this has to go down as the worst time ever in Dominica's existence and Dominica's history. This period we are living under presently, man.
All right, let's just take a phone call. We'll come back to talk. Of course, feel free to talk.
Danger Entertainment and Heineken presents DJ Private Ryan Live Saturday, April 8th at the Strip on the Lubia Highway, 8 p.m. till. Tickets $35 in advance, $40 at the gate, $100 VIP.
Need cash? No worries. Get a ready cash loan from Quartz today for whatever you need. Up to $6,750. No security needed. And up to 36 months to repay. Whoa. You don't have to be an existing Quartz customer to enjoy Quartz Ready Cash. Don't bother trying the rest. Come and check out the best. It's quick. It's easy. It's affordable. Quartz Ready Cash. Up to $6,750 in cash. Visit a Quartz store today or call us at 448-7655 for more information. Getting cash has never been so easy. Quartz, bringing value home.
More great news from Esau Trading Limited. Now available a wide range of pet food in sizes from 500 grams to 25 kilogram bags. Bandit, Monello and Bobo brand for regular pets and sterilized pets, all at the best prices. Visit any of our outlets and save on your quality pet food. Esau Trading Limited. Best quality, best price.
Let's be cool. Esau Trading Limited introduces world-famous TCL brand split-type air conditioning units. Innovative, attractive, affordable, featuring quiet operation, LED display, automatic power off, auto restart, auto protection, independent dehumidification, high efficient internal thread copper pipe, timer mode and more. available in 9,000 BTU, 12,000 BTU, 18,000 BTU, 24,000 BTU, and 36,000 BTU. Prices as low as $1,255.50. Installation and servicing is available. Get cool today at unbeatable prices with TCL brand air conditioners from Isar Trading Limited. Contact us on the Canefield Highway, telephone number 449-3636 or 106 Independence Street in Roseau, telephone number 440-9370.
I'm trying to get an update as it relates to the protest at the Roseau City Council this morning. Callaghan Baptist, have you been following this one?
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you.
Yes, I have been following that. In fact, from morning we had interviews. I spoke with one Deleuze Hector, one of the persons, I guess he appears to be one of the shop stewards, and a few other persons. Then we had a discussion, we had an interview with the Mr. Curtis Augustus, who spoke with the press and who also addressed the gathering. And at first he said that he did not have all the information, and so he was going to be speaking with the mayor of the city to find out what was going on. Basically, Matt, you would be aware that what has happened is that the staff are protesting in solidarity for and with Miss Irma Augustine. The position of city clerk is vacant, and so that position was advertised. Now, the requirements was that you needed a degree or thereabout. The applications that they received initially, those persons did not meet the criteria.
Okay.
And so it was reopened. And having reopened it, they got other applicants, and they shortlisted a number of people. Having shortlisted a number of people, among those they shortlisted was Miss Irma Augustine, Mr. Baptiste, who has also acted in that position. Sorry, and also there was an individual from the Portsmouth community who was also interviewed. I will not tell you, Matt, who topped the interview.
Okay.
But I have that information. And so it then went to the council to take a decision as to who would be the person to take up, in fact, the recommendations that came from those who conducted the interview. That was done, and so it was put to a vote. And 8 persons voted, that is 8 councillors voted in favor of Miss Irma Augustine. 3 abstained, and there were 2 persons missing. So there were 11 persons at the meeting. 8 voted in her favor, 3 abstained. But it must be noted, Matt, that the board or the council clerk, the councillors, they cannot appoint a town clerk. They can recommend. So based on the interviews that were conducted, they can only recommend to the minister, and the minister will then, based on their recommendation,
he will make that final decision.
Yes, the minister, that is the minister
of what, Tauruza?
No, Minister Catherine Daniel.
Okay.
Yes, she's the one who would have to make the final determination. And so an appraisal was to have been conducted with Miss Augustine. That was to have been done, I think, yesterday, today or thereabout. And a lot of bad blood is going on, in the sense that a letter was forthcoming from that very department to the mayor, asking the mayor to sign that letter, sending that letter to the minister. Listen to me well. A letter to the minister, asking the minister to recommend or to approve Miss Augustine as the town clerk. Now, of course, you will want to agree that that ought not to have happened.
Mm-hmm.
That must first come from the mayor of the city must inform the acting clerk. Look, acting clerk, I want you to prepare a letter for me. That will be the contents of that letter, and with your appraisal and whoever it is. And so we want to send that to the minister recommending you for the position. That has not been done. In fact, whoever it is jumped the gun, and so basically you can say put the mayor in a very uncompromising position,
mm-hmm.
having to almost telling the mayor, look, I am preparing a letter for you to sign to send to the minister. And so the mayor stood her grounds, deciding that no, it should not be done that way. I ought to be the one to tell you what to do, and then based on that, we can move the process forward. And so that is where the position is at this point in time. And also Mr. Augustus also pointed out to the staff that basically this is an administrative matter. In the interview, he pointed that out, that this is an administrative matter that is not for them. Yes, he understands the point that they are in solidarity, but let the process take its own course.
So the staff is favoring one person over another.
That is correct. That is very correct. And they have they do not have any jurisdiction as it relates to who.
That is outside of their remit.
Totally outside of their remit. Totally outside of their remit. As a good friend of mine would say, you are there to carry your water and get paid for carrying your water. And it's totally outside their remit. They have overstepped the boundaries.
So why do you think they favor this current clerk?
Well,
is she doing a good job or not? Or she's been serving them well?
She is, according to them. She has been doing a very good job. In fact, they claim that Social Security deductions, which were not being remitted to the Dominica Social Security, was back on track.
Uh-huh.
And the acting clerk, Miss Augustine, took control of that and has since ensured that their remittances, as it relates to the Social Security remittances, deductions, was done properly and was remitted to the Dominica Social Security.
So she has been around for a while?
She has been around for a while. And even if she does not meet the necessary qualifications, like Mr. Baptiste, must be said, however, given her experience, she's been favored.
But you don't understand how they feel, Kalajan Baptiste. Qualifications sometimes is not always all. If you know the job.
Right. I understand that. And I don't think that the councillors, the 8 councillors who voted in her favor, they understand that too. They understand that too very much. That she may not have the necessary qualifications. However, she has the experience. And it is also an opportunity, Matt, for her to attempt or to try to get the necessary qualifications as she moves forward. This is also an opportunity for her.
While I agree, Kalajan Baptiste, that sometimes you need the necessary qualifications, it always comes with a little experience.
I agree.
Always comes.
I totally agree with you on that, and then we can go back to a number of people. I mean, there are a number of people who you want to say have all sorts of degree in journalism.
And also, Carla, a lot of people have bought their qualifications as well, and they're not necessarily qualified. But that's a discussion in itself. Thank you very much for bringing us up to date, Kalajan Baptiste. Somebody's allowing me to ask a very important question while I end here this afternoon. Was the Alison Madwike London money used in the acquisition of a luxury apartment in New York? Who owns the Switzerland's account now suspected in that laundering operation with Dominican links? That's a different question. As I said to you when I began, Alison Madueke charged money laundering. Somebody's asking me another question this afternoon. Was the Alison Madueke London money used to acquire a luxury apartment in New York? Now that's a big, big question. Mr. Lennox Linton, what do you know about the money for the building of the new hospital in Marigot? Do you know anything about that as power rep? Maybe I should ask you that question in the morning. What do you know about that? Hello.
Hi, Mark.
Yes, we're winding down with you. Yes.
Mark, we don't have a clue what's going on in that country.
Questions and questions every time.
Mark, I cried for Dominica.
She cries for Dominica. I'm going to wrap it up on that note. Okay? Do you cry for Dominica too? Digicel Hour is next with the great doctor himself, Miguel Labadie.
When I see